Hey, Simon here, and today we look at a one-click export for Godot. So here I have just a little batch file, and when I click it, then we have a little command line opening, and here there's a new folder created. And when I click it, there's a Windows version inside, and then I can just click the project and it will start it. Just to prove that I'm not lying and it was not here all along, I just deleted the files, click here again. We just wait for a short amount of time, and then internally Godot is opened, the project is exported and then closed again. And yeah, like I said, here's the project. We can just look at this. You have to do things to do that. You open your project, and then in export you define, of course, your export settings. The name is important and where to export it, and for Linux the same. And then in editor settings in export windows, you want to define these rc-edit exe file, because otherwise you will get export errors with some icon stuff. Speaking of icon, I will link all this in the description. There's a great documentation about how to create icons for Godot, and then also this rc-edit thing. You can see it here. And there's a command line documentation also available. So how does it work? It works like this. You have this file. I will also give you a link in the video description. And it works like this. You have the Godot path. This is the path to the exe file of the Godot engine, and it's in brackets because there is a space here, otherwise the path would be not valid. Then there's the project path. This is just the path to my Godot project here. This is the Godot folder, so it's inside, it points to this location here. And then we have my date. It generates a folder which looks like this, just very nice, because it means that every day you have a new folder and you keep your old builds, so that you can, when you have 1 year of development time, play the very first versions at some point. It's a nice backup. And then we define the export path for Windows, which is just the builds directory, and then my date. This is the date folder which we generated, and then a subfolder for Windows. And then this is here just a file name for Windows. And what then happens is, this is just the definition of some variables, and then mkdir will just create this directory. So when I delete this, we will see that it reappears. And then this is the actual command. So first, Godot path, this is just exe from our engine. Headless means it starts without the editor, and there's also some GPU thing, which I can't explain right now, but in the documentation everything is explained. Then the path to the project, this is this one here. And then export release, the name of your preset. That's why it's important to set this. And then this is the path, and this is the file. And what we do now is we create a new export for Linux, and it's very easy. We just duplicate the path here and call it Linux, and then call it Linux. So this will create a new subfolder called Linux. Then we will name the file. Oh, sorry, I will just copy this from here because this is the ending for the Linux version. Then we will of course create this path, so make dir will create a path which we defined here, and then we duplicate this one here, and here we only need to change the name for the export, and just to be sure it is this, and because there is a little slash in there, we have to encapsulate it in brackets like this. And then here we just change the path to Linux and also the Linux file name, and I saved. And now when we go inside here, we should see that we get not only the Linux folder, but also inside there should be the Linux version in a second. So now we see that it's exporting twice the project, and here we have the Linux version. So that's it, how it works. And like I said, I will link everything in the video description. I hope it will make your export journey more efficient, and also make you happy that you can now play very old builds at some point, which is very, very fun. Okay, thank you.